Leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives Live, broadcasting from Strong Island TV, Paradise Studios in Massapequa. YouTube Live. I am broadcasting from my basement in Belmore, next to my Greek neighbors. And we have Jamie, and this is how professional I am. As I always say, I'm organized on this show. I have Jamie from some part of Texas. You think I would have asked him, hey, Jamie, what town is it in again? Where are you? But I didn't. I'm asking him now. Hello, Jamie Gravy.
How are you doing, man? Thanks for having me, John. It's great.
Oh my
seeing
God!
you.
I one of the nicest guys that I've met in the business in the last few years. Funny. Just I'm excited to have you co-hosting tonight. To join this mess. How was it out there? Now, what part of Texas? Tell us the big city you're near. You're near Dallas,
Sure.
Right?
Dallas, yeah. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm in a little suburb right outside of Dallas, but, down here we all just call it the DFW. So that's where
What is
where I'm
that?
at.
DFW near the airport?
Yeah, exactly. DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm actually like 5 minutes from DFW airport. So
yeah, I've been down there. When all my teaching, I've flown all over the place. And I enjoyed my time out there. So it's good to have you on board on Laughter Saves Lives Live.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for having me. Sorry it's taken so long to get here. I'm excited to do it.
No, you're busy. How you busy out there doing the shtick, or how are the clubs out there?
Yeah, man, they're great. The whole country was in the same boat in March and April, but Texas started opening up in May.
Too soon? Too soon?
Well, as you can tell, we shut down again. But
I know, Jamie. I was talking to one of our mutual friends out there. And this was a few months ago. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do a show. Nobody's wearing masks. They're really not socially distanced. The comics are on a stage, close to the audience. And, I was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And so, anyway, we know what's going on. And hopefully you guys come out of it and everybody's stronger for it. I got a family out there. I live in Dallas. They all have it right now. They all have it. But I wanted to talk to you about a few other things to get your opinion.
Sure.
And these are, listen, what we want to do here is take people's mind off the virus. So if I bring up some points that seem like they're ridiculous, you can still say, John, that's ridiculous. So we will continue. I had this big Hobie kayak, $4,000 I bought 3 years ago. It has not left the side of my shed. It weighs a ton. I didn't put it up on. So instead of, I'm going to sell it, but I bought a blow-up kayak.
A blow-up? Okay.
Blow-up kayak, and my daughter's boyfriend's family belongs to a yacht club, and they invited me to bring my kayak.
Surely not. You didn't bring your inflatable one, didn't you?
Jamie, I have not done it yet. But picture the scene, Jamie.
That's hilarious. I'm already.
They got a big boat. There's somebody else there with two of those big things you ride on. Another person has a decent sized boat. My daughter's up there on a yacht. Hey, where's your father? Where's your father? I'm pumping up the boat with my foot. Boo, boo.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
I'll pee right over.
Yeah, and I'm calling my daughter, and she's peeking out the side. Sir, your daughter's not on the boat. We don't know where your daughter is. So I'm going to do it, Jamie, because I'm an ass.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm going down there because I don't care. I really don't care at this point in my life. I'm throwing in there, and I'm going to paddle and get some exercise and just look like an ass, and I don't care.
Yeah, that's great. That's why I'm envious of people in your age bracket, because y'all seem to care less and less
Yes. And I appreciate you.
It's got to be so liberating.
Bringing up my age bracket. I appreciate that, Jamie.
You're welcome.
I don't want to. I'm not going to ask you what that bracket is. Just thank you. And you.
Well, that's why I said bracket. I wanted to have a range in there.
If your mom would walk in behind you right now, I think maybe I'm still above her bracket. So,
my bracket, it might extend into her bracket as well. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see. So that's the yacht. I call it the yacht, the Hobie Cat. My appearance on Match Game with Alec Baldwin has been pushed back now to the fall.
Oh, man.
But you see what they're doing here? They're building. This is what I think they're doing. People like the show, and people now are writing in, when is Larocchia going to be on? So they're building to the fall prime night. I think they're going to do it right after the Super Bowl, I think.
That sounds great. Man, look at you, man. You got things cooking.
I had an audition the other day, big audition for somebody in my age bracket.
That's fantastic, man.
Big audition. I didn't get it, but I did it all online, and that's all right. That's all right. It's fun. I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy doing auditions. I don't do enough of them.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let me ask you that. Like, how was what's auditioning online like? How did you feel doing that versus were a lot of similarities in these online shows that we're doing, or is it different?
It can be a little tough, but for somebody who's going to pump up a raft at a yacht club, I can do anything at that point. That's why I do that stuff, Jamie.
It's true.
Hey, you want to do this audition? I'm not nervous. How am I nervous? I got rich guys looking at me pumping up a boat, drinking champagne. I don't care. But it was fine. You know what? You're good at this stuff. You just do it. That's how I always was with it. Just do it and forget about it.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
I love that. I love that attitude. I'm already missing New York. You know what I mean? Forget about it attitude. Down here, we don't forget about it. We always remember. We're always remembering things.
I love it out there.
No, it's great. It's great.
I got the big guy's 4th birthday tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Make sure to give him my best.
I will. Got a nice big pool in my big pool. I got a white trash pool. I call it. It's an above ground 18-foot pool. And very nice, very soothing, very comfortable.
Yeah.
But my grandson will not go in the pool unless he's naked. He does not like a wet bathing suit.
Sure.
So if I get him in the pool, as soon as he comes out, you can tell him, don't take that bathing suit. And he just can't help it. He's right off.
No trunks. He's out.
So it's an issue. We're trying to get him to wear the suit.
Yeah, it's going to be tough when he starts getting into high school. He starts going to pool parties. It's not going to be as cute anymore.
Yeah, and when I have the same problem. At the yacht club, I was pumping it up. I got to put on my suit, which was another issue. Yeah. That reminds me of the little joke I had when I picked up my daughter at Binghamton University this year. They closed down early, right? COVID situation. So my daughter calls me and says, Dad, we got to get out of the dorm by next Friday, and you're not allowed in the dorm. She says, I got to carry everything out. Because, so I said, oh, my God. So I get there, and I'm outside the dorm, and I see parents walking in and out, and I say, Olivia, people are going in the dorm. Parents are going in the dorm. She goes, oh, no, Dad, you're not allowed in the dorm.
It wasn't a rule. It was her rule.
No, it wasn't parents. It's you. Because of the stink you made the last time we were up. All right. I shouldn't have had that argument with the RA, I guess. All right.
Yeah, that's what happens. Now you've lost your dorm privileges.
I've lost dorm. I always enjoyed going to visit my 2 children that went away to college. Christina did not. My middle one, she went to community college. But John went up to Marist, which is right above the city, about an hour, and Olivia's about 4 hours up there. And I never went to school, so I enjoy going. The experience and eating on campus with her or whatever. But she's 4 hours, and my wife thinks she's crazy. I look for excuses. Oh, babe, Olivia needs a toothbrush. I'm going up to Binghamton.
Yeah. You don't need an excuse.
And on that note, we are hooking up with the Binghamton retired firefighters, Cancer Foundation. I think that's what they call themselves. and we are going to be doing a show with them. It was supposed to be done already, but it looks like hopefully September, October, we'll be heading up there to do a show and raise some money for that wonderful charity.
That's awesome. That's great, man.
Yeah, we got a few big things in the works once we get through this. Looking down on my list here, is there anything you wanted to talk about in particular this evening?
Man, I'm just happy to see your face. I mean, we could always go back to the age bracket.
That's okay. That's okay. you make fun of my elderliness. But the other day I was on the playground with Vincent Frank, Bocciagaloop is what I call him. Vincent Frank, Bocciagaloop, Larocchia. And, little guy, I'm trying to get him to put on his mask just to kind of practice, and running around. And some other mom comes and she's talking to me and she says, let me ask you a question about your son. And I'm like, lady, come over and hug me. I'm the grandpa. And then I start dancing. I call my son right away. It happened again. So I am in that age bracket, but I'm keeping spry, Jamie.
No, I will admit you are actually probably more than I am. I was actually playing around with a friend's kid just today. I was probably 10 minutes in and I was panting.
Oh, they can
absolutely panting.
They can be exhausting.
Oh, totally. I am a smoker, so that probably doesn't help. So I
don't do that.
Stop.
Don't do that smoking stuff.
I know. I'm trying.
I did a nice workout with Frank the other day. You know Frank Fiala, a retired NYPD comic.
Oh yeah. We've done shows together.
Frankie and I went to the football field, and we did a decent workout, sprinting to the 20, jumping jacks, sprinting back on the football field, back to the 30, some burpees, and it was amazing watching him do all this.
Yeah? He was keeping up?
No, I was just watching. No, I actually did it. Yeah, it was a good workout. I kept up pretty well. I was very, very impressed with myself, I have to say.
I need to quit smoking. I really should do something better for my body, Yeah.
It's such an addiction. It's, you see people smoking outside the cancer unit, at some of these hospitals, outside, they work in the cancer unit, and you're like, wow, that's an addiction. It's so hard to stop. Thank God I never got started. You're young, you can stop yet. So let's get you on the right track there.
Well, the only reason I do smoke obviously the addictions too, but it's really just because it makes me look cool. That's the only reason I smoke. You can't deny it. It makes you look awesome.
I have to say that no matter what I do, I don't look cool. So I don't even bother smoking. Yeah, but it does. It could make you look cool. I know.
You should try it. Try smoking cigarette. You might look cool.
What are you doing here? I'm going to try age bracket.
Hey, this is the age bracket when you start smoking. It's fine now. You've gotten there.
You can't peer pressure somebody in their 60s. You can do that in their teens. I don't think you. I wanted the Heroes Tour, Jamie. I'm putting it together still. We're going to be booking a few shows. It's cops, firemen, military, and healthcare professional now. Comics. Doing shows for related charities, Rat Pack style, where I'm going to MC and close the show. I just got my Janet Jackson mic in the mail today.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to be doing the thing, and I'm going to have that on all the time, and we're going to have 2 comics on stage, 3 comics on stage sometimes. It's going to be just a whole lot of abuse and fun, like in the firehouse, the police station, the military barracks. Hey, you know what goes on in that back room with those nurses at the hospital when they get the gab. I'm sure they're slinging it left and right about the stuff. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
That's awesome. When's that kicking off? In 21?
That's good. Let's say 21. I want to get some stuff on video. Want to do it in theaters. So we're going to do some smaller shows this year. So I like that. Let's say 21. We're going to really start grooving with it. And we're going to have a guest spot on the show. So Jamie Gravy may be on one of these shows. And what we're going to call you is the last responder. So you have the first responders. Tom Daddario came up with this scenario. He'll be on some because I love Tom Daddario. Have you seen Tom Daddario's act?
We've actually never met. We've communicated, but I've never gotten to meet or see Tom.
I'm going to put you, when you come back up, I'm putting you on a show with Tom.
Perfect.
Because he is my favorite comic. And I don't like to say that from when he's watching, because then he starts asking for more money, and it's the whole thing. But
yeah, you got to be careful for sure.
Yeah. He is my favorite comic because nothing is forced. It flows. His stories are so believable and so funny and delivered with such realism and funniness. They're just funny, you know. Yeah. And our chemistry is really good. So I can picture the two of us on stage for a few minutes, just doing a few things, improvising a little bit, and we'll have some stuff written. But I'll put you on a show with Tom. Number one, because you're gonna love him and he's gonna love you. They're two great guys. But I always say it's a lesson in stand-up. And you're a very good writer too. You have a few bits that are very original and different. And I try to be. I'm not as witty as you guys, but I try to be different. I don't try to be different. I'm myself.
Yeah, you're just you. I mean, I think that's what I like about you the most too. Is you just come across unapologetically yourself every time I see you.
I don't care.
You're right. You don't care.
In a good way. I'm having fun, people, and I hope you're going to have fun too. And usually, if you're having fun up there, they're having fun.
Yep.
Jamie, I just want to point out the major that I asked my daughter to take down 2 years ago. The manger from the Christmas party.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yes. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back with JJ Boyd talking about helping through humor.
Nice.
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
What can I get you?
You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Will you order something already? The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll just have a burger.
How'd you like that cook?
Medium.
Do you have any specials?
Specials? Boss, what are specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke.
What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCN Duct Cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education. Realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island, MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
Every once in a while, I come across a product I have to tell people about. LifeVac is one of them. Now, each year, 5,000 people choke to death. LifeVac can stop these senseless tragedies. It's so easy to use. You simply place, push, and pull. You'll never regret having a LifeVac. Please visit lifevac.net today to protect you and your loved ones.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives live from my basement next to my Greek neighbors. And we bring in the lovely, the beautiful Jason Plummer, or JJ Boyd.
Either way.
Stage name. We welcome you, Mr. Jason.
Well, thank you, sir. Always glad to be here in your basement from somewhere else.
Yes. Love my basement. You met Jamie on the commercial break. I wanted to squeeze you in tonight because I love squeezing you, but also to talk about our big announcement that we solidified today after many, many months of bouncing this thing around. We're full steam ahead. September 27th, brokerage on nationally taped fundraiser. It's going to happen.
Finally. I mean, we were supposed to do this in April. It's we're partnering up. Johnny and I have worked together on a bunch of stuff. The platform we're going to be using is something I came up with. The idea was 30 years ago. Just didn't know what to do with it. 30 years ago, back when
Jason was 50.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we've collected a group of first responder charities, national, local, all over the place. We're going to do a live show at the brokerage on the 27th. We're going to film it. We're going to edit it.
September 27th.
September 27th.
Sunday.
And we're going to edit it down. We're going to be putting it on my website, which is helpingthroughhumor.org. And about a week later, it'll go up. And all the charities will be, between now and then, will be promoting the heck out of it. And when these people log on to watch the show and pay to watch, they're going to be able to choose their specific charity to donate the major portion of their fee to.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's a brand new. Trust me, I came up with this. I don't even know how, but me and John have been working together for quite some time. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to do the very first show and blow this out internationally, I want to do it with Johnny because I believed in what he's been working on since day one. And
so everybody that buys one of these shows, so to speak, buys a ticket online nationally, because a lot of these organizations in New York have a national following. And we're also military organizations, Semper Fi Fund. I mean, it's going to be a lot of organizations. You click on there, and the tickets right now are $30. We got to talk about that. I don't know if you're going to leave it at $30. So people pay $30, let's say $25 goes to their charity, and that other $5 goes to running the show and a little bit to Laughter Saves Lives, which is
right. If you go to my website, helpingthroughhumor.org, it explains how I came up with this, how it works, and you'll see it's another section called supported charities. I have 6 charities, and I'm going to hopefully be adding a 7th one that no matter what kind of show I do, whether it's first responder, youth arts, cancer, all kinds of different shows, every time I do a show, Laughter Saves Lives is always going to be represented and get what I'm calling like an override. So let's say it's 10 cents a head of any show I do. Hopefully at some point there'll be 1 or 2, maybe even 3 shows a month. Because again, I believe so heavily in what John does and what he represents, and what he does is give hope and gives voices to the people that, 9/11 keeps getting a year later and later. But thanks to people like John, we're never going to forget, and we're going to make sure that all the people that were affected are going to be taken care of and not going to fall through the cracks.
Yeah, and there's going to be so many charities that are going to benefit from this. JJ, Jamie mentioned that even though I'm still in this age bracket, Jamie mentioned, I'm still able to do stuff like this. Because Jamie said at the beginning of the show, in my age bracket, and still, I'm still moving forward, Jason.
It's
amazing. A man in his age?
A man in his age? So listen, Mr. Paloma, we're going to have you back on. You weren't supposed to be on the show tonight, but I wanted to squeeze you in to make this announcement. It's September 27th. Brokerage Comedy Club. I already have one person coming. I already got somebody today. We're gonna sell it out, whatever that means, COVID-wise at the time. We're gonna sell it out, but we're also gonna get some sponsors, and it's gonna be a great night.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this, is that whatever we do at the brokerage that night is great, but because everybody's locked in their houses and pandemic-wise, we're gonna have a live show, which not many people are being able to do. We're gonna have a live show in front of an audience that people are gonna be able to watch and be able to be part of raising money for their specific charity nationally by even staying home and socially distancing.
All right, listen, I got to bring in Heidi. She's waiting here.
Go ahead.
Click on, and I took down, I don't know why, but as soon as you came on, I felt like I had to disinfect my hands. I don't understand how to talk to you, but I will talk to you soon.
Jamie.
Yeah, fantastic news, JJ. Great job.
Hugs and kisses, my friend.
I'll talk to you later, you sexy beast.
Love you. That was Jason Pluma, JJ Boyd, when he's on stage, or when his mother calls him, "Hey, stupid!" So happy to have Jason here. We bring in Heidi Felix. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Felix. Felix like the cat.
Is it spelled like Felix?
Yep.
Oh my God! All right, Heidi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
This is the first time I'm meeting you. Jamie out here from outside of Dallas. Say hello to Jamie there.
Hi, Jamie. How you doing?
Great. Good to meet you.
I have a little side hustle. I'm a Mary Kay beauty consultant on the side for about 16 years. Been to Dallas and love it.
Oh, Nick, are you trying to tell me I needed a makeover?
No.
No,
that's you.
I need a makeover. So it's so nice to have you on.
Thanks.
We have been advertising LifeVac from the I don't want to say the very beginning of LifeVac, but from our show. We believe in the product. As a retired first responder, FDNY, we believe in the product. They have sponsored some of our events. September 27th, they will be on the flyer. We'll have some LifeVacs there. Maybe we'll raffle off one. It's going to be a great night, so we'd love to have you there that night.
I would love it. It's right in my neighborhood. I live in Wantagh.
Now, how long have you lived in Wantagh?
26 years.
Oh, my God. What's your address and what room do you sleep in? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, Heidi, tell us a little bit about where LifeVac is at right now. First of all, how many lives do we have documented that LifeVac has saved?
We are grateful to say 65 as of the other day, which is just remarkable. So excited. I joined about a month ago, so I am still pretty new to LifeVac officially, but I've been a big advocate for Arthur for the past 4 years.
Yes, I love Arthur. He's a good man.
Amazing.
Jamie, if you don't know what a LifeVac is, watch the commercial after the show that we just played.
No, I know LifeVac.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
right. John Salerno has been right. Oh,
Yep.
So quickly, Jamie, demonstrate the LifeVac. Just give a quick show us what it looks like. I always say it's basically a little plunger for the face.
You hear the pop?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a patented system. I think what is the most powerful is it's so easy to use. It's literally placed. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like you're just sucking my face off. But I have to tell you, every single time it's worked. Sometimes, just like when you're plunging your own toilet or your sink, think about it. You sometimes have to do it a couple times in order to get the right suction. But the good news is it never forces air into the lungs. It removes an airway obstruction.
Because I always say it has a diaphragm in there or a valve.
It's a vent with a ball system. So again, when you start to think about, I don't know if any of you all live alone, but I had an empty nest for about, I don't know, a couple of months while my both kids were in college. And I kept thinking, what if, God forbid, I started to choke? What would I do? Well, thank God I have one of these, and I've had one for years. But I did have a dear friend of mine who literally started choking, and she lived alone. And she had to run next door, call 911, and you're in a moment of panic, right? So as you can see, you can literally do it on yourself. It's so easy. Yeah. But we're starting to see there's more and more people who just don't know how to do the abdominal thrusts or the back blows properly. And sometimes the obstruction does not come out when you're, doing that. Crazy story. I had a little 2-year-old who decided to throw a M&M into his mouth and it went down the wrong windpipe. And he was little. So I've been trained on, infant CPR. I was a home daycare provider and a mother, and I could not get this thing out. The back blows worked. I kind of flipped him upside down, you're a first responder, you do whatever it takes. And thank God he started breathing again. But it's so scary as a parent. So, one of the things we have, and it's literally just a change of the mask, is the pediatric mask. And our youngest save, John, was a 3-week-old. The manufacturer says 22 pounds, but that's just because obviously of the size of the mask and, liability. So one of the things that we do say is that, it's better to get that obstruction out. And it was literally, it was a 3-week-old baby. So it was just thick mucus that was in the baby causing the choking. Right. So thank the Lord, Arthur's had the ability to hold children in his arms. And he said, there's nothing more incredible, that feeling that you get when this child wouldn't be there if he hadn't invented this. It's just
I bet.
Now isn't it supposed to be used like, if I know how to do the Heimlich, do the Heimlich first?
Right. Follow the typical protocols.
Right.
Certainly we call it the Heimlich, abdominal thrust. Again, the back blows is another way of removing the obstruction. But this is a portable suction device. So the idea that it's portable, it's easy. You could put it in your car, God forbid. And again, not everybody knows how to do the typical protocol.
Well, I was just going to say that. And I just wanted to ask you a question. When you were living alone, did you wear it around your neck like one of those devices?
It does have a funny shape to it, right? It is, I have to say, I just got to make you laugh. It is a comedy show, right? But one of the things I felt for that friend of mine, but again, she ran next door, and the gentleman was, an EMT. He was able to remove the obstruction. It was a piece of meat. Sometimes it goes down the wrong pipe. You never know. And she was grateful that she wasn't, obviously in that choking for very long. Because what are you going to do? Throw yourself against a table of a corner? You're going to break a couple ribs in the process. So, it's just.
Do you have anything for Heidi, Felix?
I was just gonna say, I get it. Some people do eat their sandwiches. So you should see the way John eats a Reuben. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't had to use one himself.
I have to say, I watched somebody choking on corned beef and cabbage at a Kiwanis event that we were at, and it was very scary because a guy who was an EMT, a lot bigger than this guy who was probably in his 80s and very frail, he could not dislodge this piece of meat. They had to call 911, and obviously a couple of minutes goes by, as much as the first responders want to get there quickly. And thank the Lord he was okay. But they do say that there can be brain damage with a longer period of time. That person doesn't have the oxygen going to the brain. And, when you think about people who live in remote areas where we don't have a fire department right around the corner, right? What do they do? So, again, I think about, I paid more for my hair getting done, right? Because this is really I'm not a blonde, if you didn't know.
Looks good.
I probably didn't have to tell you that. Yeah. But the bottom line is, you pay more sometimes to get your hair done than you do for a life vac. Why wouldn't you do that?
Right.
We all have smoke detectors and, fire extinguishers in our house. Why don't we have something like this?
Especially with kids around, I mean, it's just it's a good bet.
You brought up a point too.
Just in case.
Also, if you don't have the training, okay, but you were trained, let's say, 5 years ago, whatever, it's nerve-wracking when something like that happens. Whereas with the life vac, this, you know what I'm saying? So even if you don't do the Heimlich first, which you should, or backload, it's just this, it's not hard to do. It was a funny story once where I was, there's a restaurant near the fire academy, and I was driving one of the chiefs. And we would go for lunch. We'll walk up the stairs, and the owner of the restaurant opens the front door, and he's like, and I go, "Oh, Chief, he's got a table for us." He's like, "That lady's choking." I'm like, "Oh my God, why are we doing it?" But you can't do this because you have the fire department uniform on, So I'm like, because I didn't, if the FDNY, everybody doesn't respond to medical calls. It's just the engine companies. I was in a truck. So I get trained every 3 years, but I don't respond to medical calls really. So I have never done the Heimlich. I've never done it. So now I'm walking in the restaurant. Here's this woman like, oh my God, she's dependent on me to save her life. So now that's all going through your mind, right? So as I approach her, I'm getting close. I'm saying, I got to put my hand around. It's from here. I'm trying to remember everything. And she spits it out off my chest on the floor. And I'm like, all right, Chief, let's go. Another restaurant.
Jeez.
Let's get out of here. John Santo joins us, the biggest meth fan there is.
Hey, John.
So, Heidi, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else you want to add about life vac?
I had a question for Heidi.
Go.
Heidi, so you said something.
He does this a lot. He just stops.
He's frozen.
Yeah, he stops and he's not really frozen. He just stays like that for a while. It's a little magic trick that he plays. So hopefully he'll come back. And we'll have to. But yeah, so is there anything else you wanted to add?
Well, one of the things that we're really doing, everything is all about awareness and education and training. And we really want to get the word out there to let everyone know, that this is an alternative in case when you follow protocol and it doesn't work. It's always a good safety measure to have something like this on hand. And, certainly, I really do believe it's a household must-have. So the more you can help us get the word out there, we so appreciate your support, John, and your amazing charity. Laughter saves lives, and so does Life Vac. So we love it.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Life
much
Vac
for
at my house.
Come on, and September 27th, I'm marking my calendar. Love the brokerage. Like I said, right around the corner.
Yep. So we'll be there. Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
I
summer.
have a Life Vac. The Life Vacs are terrific.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. And go Mets.
Go Mets.
Go Mets.
Go Mets. Have a great day, guys.
All right, talking
Thanks.
about the Mets, who cares about the 2 exhibition games this weekend? Who cares? We're going into the season on Friday, I mean. We're excited to be back to baseball. It's a distraction from everything that's going on with the virus. I'm excited about it, and I figured let's get one of the biggest baseball fans I know on to talk briefly about the upcoming season. What does he see? It's going to be a different season. We know that, 60 games. So tell us about the upcoming season, John.
So, John, every game in a 60-game season is going to be the equivalent of 3 games in a 162-game season.
Welcome back to Jamie.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
No problem. So does that mean that they'll triple the amount of chew they throw in their mouth for each game?
That's actually been restricted. There's no spitting. There's all kinds of COVID-type rules there. But
Is there
each game is... Yeah.
Is there any scratching of the balls? Because that's big for baseball.
Ball scratching is
You would think
discouraged.
Jamie's playing baseball right now. He's scratching his balls so much. You would think he's on the field.
I can just see Como in the briefing. Don't scratch your balls at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium. Don't do
I
it.
think you're allowed to scratch your balls.
Don't scratch your balls unless you have hand sanitizer in your glove. Don't do it.
I don't know. So go ahead. Continue.
All right. So, so the cardboard cutouts they have at Citi Field, they're $86. So I wanted to buy one of you and I in the seats that we had on that magical July 31st of 2015. That's 5 years already, John.
Oh my God.
I should have brought the ticket from down. I still have my ticket from that game.
Jamie, we had behind the home plate, $350 tickets I wanted a golf outing. Okay?
Can you hold 1 second? I'm going to go get the ticket.
Yeah. And,
here.
The cardboard cutouts now they're putting in the seats are more than what we paid. Hey, $86 that people are paying to put a cardboard cutout of themselves in the seats.
Of themselves? No way.
Yep.
Wait, so when did this start again? I guess I missed it whenever my phone overheated.
When does the season start?
Yeah.
Friday or Thursday for the Yankees and two other games. Friday for the rest of the league.
And they're putting cardboard cutouts of people, and people are paying.
I don't know if it's every stadium.
No, Yankee Stadium didn't have it.
Yeah. Oh, Yankee Stadium. What I love about the Yankees is they're just old school. No names on the back of the uniforms. No facial hair. No. Yankee fans have no personality. I like that about the Yankees.
Hey, I'm a Rangers fan. We don't have too much room to talk about with baseball in this town, but except for a couple years in the World Series that we lost, unfortunately. But
when you did Rangers, I thought you meant hockey. I'm like, how did he so quickly become a New York Ranger fan? All right, Texas Rangers, yeah. So you know how they're doing the season, right? It's very different.
No, I'm not even sure. I didn't even know they were starting the season over.
They're playing only 60 games, and they're playing teams in their part of the country. No leagues. They threw out the American and National League, so to speak, until the playoffs. So the Mets are playing all the teams in their area 40 times, and teams in the other league 20 times. But they're staying in their areas of the country.
That's bizarre.
It's going to be bizarre, but it's going to be. Here he comes. He's coming back. He brought food. Oh no,
it'll be different though. That's something.
I think so.
This is the ticket, John. Look at this case that I bought for it. It's a home plate case.
Nice.
Can you see it?
Yeah, what's going in and out with the reflection.
All right, so it's a home plate case. There you go.
Yeah.
See, it says Mets.
Yes.
That's our ticket, John. That was section 12, row 3, seat 1.
You're never going to get better tickets than that, I don't think.
Oh, look at that. That's something that you have as a memento that you guys share together. Look, that's so sweet.
See the ball? Well, Jamie, no. See the ball, Jamie?
Yeah.
Tell him about the ball. That's the ball that he caught in the extra innings.
11th inning, top of the 11th. Foul ball from Torres to Jose Lobaton. Hits a Dunkin' Donuts sign. Ball boy throws it into the crowd. I catch it. It's cubed immediately.
No, it wasn't cubed immediately.
When I got out to the car, it got cubed.
Yes, and between that, I begged you to let me sign that ball to remember the game, and you would not let me sign the ball that I got you $350 tickets, all the food we can eat, Jamie, under the dog. And he would not. I don't want to sign that ball. I want to sign you. No, don't give me that ball.
So this
I wanted to sign he would not let me sign the game ball.
Hold on a second.
John, you sound a little ungrateful.
Right,
this is
Jamie.
This is a Major League Baseball. Same as this, except this was in the game. Now, this ball is the first ball I got. I waited 45 years for this ball. 45 years. That's why when I see a 7-year-old kid get a ball, I'm like, you know, part of me's happy the kid got a ball. Part of me's like, I never got a ball at 7. I had to wait till I was 50-something years old.
Yeah, pay your dues.
This ball, exactly. Pay your dues. Give it to an adult that may not have gotten a ball.
The kids should be handing them over to people in my age bracket.
Right.
That's
that
what
never got a ball.
Yeah, the kids should give up the ball to an elder.
That's
right.
right. Shouldn't be the other way around, bastard.
This ball was wrapped in tissue paper to the car, and in the car it got this. Was in this cube, and it's never left this cube since.
He's got issues. He's got issues.
I like that this ball was in a game. I actually see that game on TV, and I tell my wife, watch that pitch. That ball is this ball.
And who was sitting next to you at that game?
You.
And who won? How did you get the tickets?
You know what? Why don't you sign the back of the ticket? You sign the back of the ticket.
Yeah, there you go, John. Perfect.
You know, I'll tell you why. The only reason I didn't want you to sign the ball, I didn't even want to play to sign the ball. I wanted a ball that was in the exact condition that left the game in.
But
right now,
years from now, people will go. Your son's son will go. Who is John Larocchia? They will be whatever they call it, Googling
the label
teams.
I had it labeled. You know what I had on the label? The post-it fell off. I had best Met game of my life with John Larocchia. Amazing seats, amazing friend, amazing time, amazing Mets. I had all those
Look at
things.
that. Come on, John. That's nice. That's nice.
That's nice. That's nice.
I
don't believe him. I don't believe him.
No, I had that. I swear.
That's the important part. Who won the game?
The Mets 2-1. It was the walk-off home run, Wilmer Flores. Now I said to Wilmer, we had such good seats. We were right behind the on-deck circle. I said, Wilmer, you're going to win the game, right? And then he gets up and wins the walk-off home run. And then he is interviewed on SNY. He goes, I heard a man in the stands say. Now he didn't say that, but would it have killed him to say it? He heard me.
Right.
How great of a story! Now, John, I still have that game on DVR, and I have us videotaping Wilmer as he walks across the plate. That's how close we were.
Wow.
Right. So, 10th inning, we're going to see a man on second base automatically in the extra innings for this season. I was listening to a man on the radio the other day, a very seasoned baseball man, let's say. Ed Randall, talking baseball. Jamie, when you're in New York, Ed Randall, talking baseball every Sunday morning. And he said he didn't know if he liked the rule. Are you listening to me? Could you look at your ticket later?
I'm just looking this. Oh, I couldn't find it. I'm listening to you. My ears are here. Wait, how come it's fading in and out? Oh, yeah.
A little nostalgic today.
It says Delta. Oh, we had the Caesars Club too, by the way, John.
All right, put the ticket down. Just put it down. So
I love this.
You can't buy in the ticket and tell them not to enjoy it now.
I keep the ball right in front of the ticket like this in my Met case.
You know what I kept from that game?
What?
Nothing.
Nothing. Now, John, I got to show you this ball here because this ball's been.
I have some of the potato salad. I have some of the potato salad still.
Don't eat it. See that hologram there?
Nice.
This was a ball I got. This was Steven Matz's first complete game, Major League game.
Listen,
I was there for
This
Mr.
is a
Met
John Santo Met Museum show. It's Laughter Saves Lives Live.
Which one is authenticated?
Half of our viewers.
What other Mets memorabilia you got over there, Santo?
All kinds of shit.
All right, listen. Don't touch a damn thing. Listen to me. Leave it alone.
I'm an instigator.
Here's my spring training ball from our trip to spring training, which I loved. Our spring training trip. I had that. That's authentic.
Hey, and listen. You had spring training, right? You had points for your flight. How much did you pay for the hotel at spring training? How much? How did you get a free room? How did you get a free room in spring training?
Well, the very nice people at the Port St. Lucie Hilton
but who got you the room?
You. I was just trying to the Hilton.
Did I sign that ball from spring training? No.
You know what? No. I'm serious now. That's the ball I want you to sign. That would mean more to me to sign that spring training ball than anything else.
I'm coming over right now.
Get in the car. Here, get in the car.
We'll do the show until it gets there. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if I came in on the screen?
No, come right over. And here, I got the space pen. Here's the space pen.
All right.
Ready? I want you to sign it in the sweet spot right here. John Larocchia spring training. Done deal.
Space pen, like the one, like the Seinfeld pin, the one that writes upside down.
This writes upside down.
Don't get him on the pen. Don't ask him about the pen. This is a 15-minute conversation. What are you doing, Jamie? You don't know him.
By the way, Jamie's an awesome interviewer.
Yeah, sure. Well, of course, whenever you like talking about what you like talking about.
He was. Don't talk about this. He's very big into. He was a pilot and planes and all that stuff. So that could be a whole nother hour. There, he's got his plane there.
F-14 Tomcat.
All right.
Let me tell you something. Jamie is a great interviewer. I just interviewed with Chris Wallace. Sucks. Jamie is so much better than Chris Wallace. It's fantastic.
Listen to me. We actually have Pat Mccool going to be coming on shortly.
Oh well, we got to. You told me to mention this. Yeah, of course.
All right,
That's
listen.
amazing.
Give me something else about the baseball season.
You told me to mention that the Mets put up a cardboard cutout of the post photographer Anthony Corsi that passed away of COVID this year. What a nice thing. They put his picture with the telephoto lens right where he would have been in the photo area at the stadium, which was actually next to the seats that we had. The photo area for the Mets was right to the right of us.
Yep.
And they put his either that or on the other side. I don't remember. They put his picture up, which was a very nice honor for that.
Yeah. He passed away, a longtime photographer of New York sports.
Did we meet him at spring training this year? I know that Jennifer knows him.
I don't know.
I thought we met a photographer, and I can't remember if it was him. I just, because that's all a blur. I had so much fun with you at spring training, I can only remember the key moments.
We had a good time. The shows were great.
You interviewed Chili Davis. But Chili's not with the Mets. He had to stay in Arizona at his home because of the quarantine.
Because he's chilly. I don't know when he's coming up. I have his phone number. Batting coach for the New York Mets right in here. Maybe I'll text Chili tomorrow and see how he's doing.
Yeah, because he's not coming because of the quarantine for Arizona.
Wow. So what else about this baseball season until we have let's see if
John, we do have we have Mccool ready to go. I was hoping you were going to go to a commercial break and we can bring in him in
we still got a commercial break?
Yeah, break number 2.
All right, break number 2, and then we'll bring Pat in.
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Michael Barish, managing partner of Barish, McGarry, Salzman & Penson. We are honored to represent over 11,000 people in the 9/11 community. The people who work at my law firm can really relate to what the 9/11 community is going through because they're going through it too.
So my dad's name was Billy Gormley, and he was a fireman on 9/11.
My father also was a firefighter, and he did report down there as well on 9/11.
My dad, Alan, worked on the 104th floor of the second tower. He was an IT technician.
My father was a fire inspector.
My husband, his name is David Velez. He was a detective with the NYPD, and if I can help anybody that is going through exactly what I have gone through for the last 17, 18 years and make their life just a little bit better, then you know what? I love coming to work every single day.
You know, this is a genuine office. Like, people are really sincere.
The best part of my job is the clients. Every once in a while you'll hear in their voice how grateful they are for the work that we do.
We take this personally, and we will not rest unless we help everybody we can before this Victim Compensation Fund ends in 2 years. And we will be fighting to get this thing extended past 2020 because cancer isn't going to stop afflicting the 9/11 community.
We're back from Belmore, Long Island, in my basement next to my Greek neighbors. John Santo, our Met fan, is still with us. My co-host tonight, Jamie Gravy, has been, wonderful, and a good laugher. And Pat Mccool, I haven't seen Pat in years. We were on Facebook the other day. I said, Patty, why don't you come on and close the show with some funny, because I've worked with you for years, and I still haven't seen the funny. So I was hoping you. How are you?
No, I'm doing great, man. So that's why I always got the light, right? Jamie, I don't know if you've worked with him long enough to have him give you like the 15-minute light when you're headlining. It's like, I think the first time I kept complaining that John wasn't closing the show for me. So he says, all right, well, you're going to headline this show. I get up, and about 20 minutes later, I get the first light. At 25 minutes, I get the second. At the 30, he comes and sits on the edge of the stage. It wasn't until the drive home down the LIE I realized I didn't close the show. I did the feature spot. He just had me do it at the end of the show.
One time, he let me after 5 minutes. I was supposed to do 25. It's like, no, I'm just looking at my phone. So
I'm looking at my phone. I didn't know.
Yeah. There really has to be a flashing light, like going up and down and round and round, circular,
like we learned,
indistinguishable.
Like we learned in the fire department, when you want to stop a train in the subway, if you're standing on the tracks, you got to go this way, and if you want the train to come, you want to go this way. So Mccool would have to get this one, right? So what are you doing out there, pal? What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Mississippi, so as long as we've known each other. And of all the times you introduced me as the guy from Tennessee, which you're still doing because I just saw your little write-up. I'm the guy from the middle of the country. I'm like 8 miles from the sun and about 40 feet from the Gulf of Mexico. I'm deep south Mississippi. It's like 118 degrees down here, and we're kind of dreading this cool front moving out, and it might get really hot down there. If Jamie's from Texas, like weather reports in the South, they last like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like either going to be hot or hot as hell. Back to you, Bob.
Yeah, one of the two. You can count on it for sure. Or the best is whenever you say, it's going to be a nice 99. Heat index, 105.
I was in Savannah.
Tornado.
Savannah, Georgia, teaching a class, and they told me we had to do the scenario outside. Everybody else was in the air conditioning inside. They told the dopey New Yorker, you're taking your group outside. So in the morning, it wasn't bad because the shade was on this side of the building, right? Now after lunch, there's this much shade against the wall, and these guys are in their suits, hazmat suits, and I'm leaning against the wall in that 1 foot of shade like this. Move it! Let's go! You guys are looking good. Oh man, hot! And there was a new cop who retired out to Savannah and brought his wife out there in the coldest part of the year, whatever that is, the coldest part of the year. Brought her out there. They loved it. But they didn't move until the hottest time of the year. And she got out of the car, and she was like, what did we do? It's hot.
I was in a tornado situation down in Dallas. And they said that, we're in a convention center. We're all trying to get to the basement. And some guy goes, don't worry, they always give you 15 minutes of warning. I'm like, I don't know when the warning was issued. It could be 14 minutes old. What a stupid thing to say. I'm like, you stay here. I'm going down. I don't know how old.
Hey, it is. And John, I had a tornado back in April, literally pass about a third of a mile from my house. I'm living on this lake way out in the country. And I'm watching on my phone. So, you're supposed to pay attention, but all the internet, everything goes out. And this thing just lit up. And it said, okay, if you're in such and such, and it said the road that it was crossing was it's like a private entrance into the lake, and the tornado was passing by the mailboxes. So I being the break, I shoved my wife into our safe room, which is just a closet, but that's all I got. And as I push her in there, my Southern Miss football helmet falls off the shelf and hits the woman on the head, and almost knocks her silly. So I'm in there trying to bring her back to life, watching this freaking torn cows fly by the side. I could have seen the news the next day. We had no casualties, but one guy tried to kill his wife.
Yeah, during it. That's a good time to do it. I mean, you know.
You're the
down
middle
there with a lot of clueless New Yorkers, and I got to tell you this. You just said the internet went out, right? So one of my coworkers is like, "Oh my God, what happened to the Wi-Fi? Why can't we see the tornado if it's coming?" I said, "The Wi-Fi, the infrastructure, you moron, could already be in freaking the Wizard of Oz land." I said, "That's where it is. It goes out. This is a storm. It's an emergency." Because a New Yorker is clueless. They don't even know that anything exists west of the Hudson River.
That's
right?
true.
So they're like, "Oh my God, why can't I get my Wi-Fi?"
Tennessee, Mississippi, middle of the country. We don't care. You know, it's like he lives over there. You know, he's not in Jersey or New York.
No, I'm in South Mississippi, and it was funny because we were constantly John was like, and from Tennessee, and I was like Mississippi, Tennessee, Mississippi. But I live in a place called Hattiesburg. You remember? And it's right outside.
What's the name of it? I'm going to look it up on the Google.
Well, you're not going to have to, John. I'm going to tell you. Are you a Jets fan?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and I live on a lake about 15 miles outside of town. And Brett Favre lives about 5 minutes, or about 5 miles down. I pass him going back and forth to my house. So that's the town he's from.
Okay.
Southern Miss is from. So you should have heard of Hattiesburg.
Oh, yeah.
He lives in a 2-bedroom condo?
No, he lives in this. But you know what? He cuts his own grass, and I'll pass Brett. Brett and I are friends, by the way. I will pass his house, and he will be out in the median with this big, huge tractor, big air conditioner tractor, cutting the median. Like it'll be 4 feet, leading all the way up towards where his house is. And then it's all trimmed like a golf course. Then it picks back up, and that's Brett that gets out there and does it himself.
Wow.
I cut my own lawn too, and I won an Emmy. I mean, so that there are people like us that are just regular guys. So
yeah. No, but it's the home of Favre. Me and him are actually
nice.
Quite a bit.
Tell him I went to his steakhouse. His steakhouse is phenomenal in Wisconsin, right by the stadium.
Oh, is it?
Went to the amazing. I went to the Oshkosh Air Show back in 2001. And we ate at Brett Favre Steakhouse.
He just made up Oshkosh.
No, that's true.
No, there's Oshkosh, John. You remember the jeans? Oshkosh, by God.
Yes, yes.
You see, Santos, we have to keep the guy straight. And I told you about. I actually took Favre's wife to the hospital when she had her first baby. Drove her.
Really?
Yeah, drove her 60 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. To
60 miles
to Gulfport.
Wow.
Well,
cool stuff. Well, we need Laughter Saves Lives needs sponsors. So see what you can do. You want to hear a funny story? The other day, my wife is in the pool in my backyard. My above ground, beautiful 18-foot pool, and she's in the pool, and I'm on the deck, my huge deck, 4x8, and I'm sitting there, and I hear her scream, and I look in the pool, and a squirrel fell out of the tree into the pool right next to her. And
oh, John,
didn't want a new pet.
He actually hit his head on the side of the pool, and then came in, and I found him the next day underneath the slide. Like,
John, I hate to be rude, but I have to return my Met memorabilia to a climate-controlled, hermetically sealed case. It's getting too much oxygen. I lower the O2 level to about 10% in the case, so I got to run.
Hey, you're not going to finish talking about the Mets, all right? Because you never really said anything except for Wilmer Flores had a walk-off home run, which is like the only time Wilmer Flores had a walk-off home run.
It was.
He hit 3 of them when we were at 2 of the games.
He did? Really? How do you remember this stuff? I didn't remember I was with the game at the game with you.
Hey, how do you get 2 walk-off home runs?
Yeah, you see, Jamie.
Same game? No, not the same game. Different games.
Be careful hanging out with these guys because I became a Mets fan within like 3 years of moving up there.
Well, I think it's cool. I mean, as a Texan, I'm a Rangers fan, a Texas Rangers fan. So when I moved up there, I was just automatically just against the Yankees because I didn't want to get pulled into there. And after meeting these guys, I wouldn't mind going to a Mets game, but they would never bring me.
No, let me tell you what they did.
Well,
yeah,
John we go all the time. I'll bring you. I'll buy.
John had a show.
Yeah, they didn't want me. They didn't want my southern roots up there. I don't know why.
No, I the fans from the other team.
John, we only got a minute left.
Oh, God.
You got to learn. You got to learn the bro hug. That's what it is. We don't. You know how we don't bro hug in the South. The New Yorkers, once you learn how to bro hug, you'll get invited into the club.
Yep.
They don't hug me either.
No, they don't.
Listen, guys, it is 9:00 New York time, and we got to sign off. I would love to talk to you guys a whole 2 more minutes, but we can't. So, Jamie, thank you. Heidi,
thanks for having me.
John, thank you. And Pat, we'll get you on one day a little longer. I appreciate you coming on.
This is just what I'm used to. Okay? I'm going to be on for 15 minutes, 3 minutes, and I'm out. You know what I'm saying, Santos? Old times, man.
Good night, everybody. Left us
Nothing
see you next week.
Nothing changing.
From Tennessee. Pat from Tennessee. We'll see you.
I gotta go put my balls away.
Nice to see you, buddy.
You too, man. Y'all take care.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? That circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.